So this is another Stuff I Own, and in this case we have Link from Tears of the Kingdom, which is a video game that from Nintendo that came out, I believe, last year. It's produced by Figma, also Good Smile, so I'm not sure. But they always put it down as Good Smile. I think Good Smile is like a subsidiary or it's like one of their specific brands. This is different from my other figures that I've been showing. It is a 1/12 scale, so it's about 6 inches tall, and it is all plastic except for this cape, which you can put on, which is more of a fabric-y. But everything else on here is plastic. And although I really love the Mezco figures with soft goods and their use of fabrics, plastic figures are pretty cool too. They can be quite interesting. I used to collect more Figma, but Figma is a Japanese company, and they really focus on Japanese IPs. Many of them I don't know anything about, so I don't care about them. A lot of video game figures from, say, like mobile apps and games that just aren't really popular in the West. So I don't really care about them. So some of the Nintendo figures I do enjoy. This is probably about the fourth Nintendo figure I own, or at least Link figure. I own other ones other than that, but from the Link, from Legend of Zelda, this is like the fourth Link. And they're very different from the Mezco in that you expect more in terms of articulation, because the Mezco figures, as gorgeous as they are constrained by the fabrics and whatnot. So you expect a figure like this to have some absolutely gorgeous, smooth articulation. And so you have articulation in the knees, the ankles, the toes. You have ab crunch in here, elbows, shoulders. And so you have a lot of different engineering here in the shoulders to give them all sorts of mobility. Wrist, neck. These figures are really posable, really amazing. So this figure was about $80. And so what justifies the high cost in this is just kind of I would say like the perfection of the figure. All of the detailing in here. These are separate pieces. This is a separate piece. I would assume, I have not played the video game, but I would assume that these are extraordinarily game accurate. So you have just all this detailing in here. And for when you buy a figure at this cost, you expect that this paint job is at least perfection when it comes to the naked eye. So you can get in here and look close in here. If you could see any flaws in here, and you could see the different shading that's done in here in the hair and different parts. So these are meticulously made. He comes with 2 alternate faces. So the way you would replace the face, and I haven't actually done it on this one, is you would pull the hair off, and the face is kind of a plate that's on here. And so you'd pull the plate off and then replace it with another face. So you have kind of the yelling face, and then you have more of a pensive face. Boy, that looks very similar. Okay, so he's got a slight smile in this face here. He has his sword, which comes out. Again, everything is plastic. And this one will peg in the back in here. The cape, you pull the head off, and then you can put the cape in here and then peg it in there. And then he's got his shield. And so this is hard plastic. The scabbard is hard plastic. I don't buy many figures like this. When I got into figure collecting, I was buying a lot more Figma. But I can't buy everything, and so I'm more gravitated towards Mezco. Mezco had a lot more IPs that I was interested in. Figma didn't. Figma is very Japanese centric, with focus on Japanese products, or IPs, we'll say. And so a lot of the figures were, like 95% of the figures were characters I didn't even recognize because they were so Japanese centric. But I have nothing against all plastic figures. I think they can be very, very cool. I know many collectors there are a lot of collectors who love Mezco. There are collectors out there who just don't get it. They're just like, no, I like the all plastic figures. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I think there are advantages to both. I think there are advantages to plastic figures, but these are not meant for children to play with. I don't know that they were necessarily like choking hazards or anything, but when you're paying that price, unless you really have a lot of money, it's usually very few people want to give an $80 figure to a child. These are definitely created and meant for adult collectors, older collectors who just like to display them. So, yeah, this one I got yesterday. That's why I'm showing it off, because it is brand new. I got the box here still. So now you're getting to see everything that came with it, because I have not boxed the stuff up yet. But I am definitely pleased with the figure. I think it is gorgeous. And if people want to see the other Figma Link figures, I know if you could put something in the comments, say, let's see the other ones too. So, but that is my new Link figure from Tears of the Kingdom, from Figma and Good Smile Company.